Hello, hello. I hope you can hear me well and see me well. Um, Hello. So today I am excited to tell you about clarity because I know you saw it in my post, but you didn't really see the conversation about it. You didn't really get a chance to learn why this clarity was created and what is it and the story of how we came up with this idea of actually creating it. It wasn't it wasn't my original idea. Uh, Broken into Purpose, non-for-profit organization, and
Hello,
hi,
beautiful.
Vivian. I love. Um, I just started telling about you and your
Mhm.
organization, Broken into Purpose. Uh,
Yes,
how you doing today?
I am doing good. You would think it's a Friday before the holidays, it would be slow. It is not slow. I've been in meetings like all morning, but it's good. I can't complain.
That's beautiful. Vivian, can you tell us more about the Broken into Purpose? Why it was created, and what's their mission?
Absolutely. So my name is Viviani Pearson. Everyone knows me as Vivi. And I'm the founder and creative director, if you would call it, for Broken into Purpose. Broken into Purpose is a nonprofit that serve as aid to individuals who've experienced trauma and mental health disturbances. And the heartbeat and the essence behind Broken into Purpose was from my own personal trauma. And I'm prior military, and my story is kind of one of those things that I had to grow through those pains in order to be in front of individuals and tell my story. But there's a lot of lessons that have been learned through my trauma, and I just felt a calling, a passion to one educate, but also speak on it. Use my voice as an advocacy to let other individuals know that they're not alone, inspire hope, and also provide tools and resources that can help them evolve and grow through what they go through. So that is the true essence of Broken into Purpose. And I always tell people through your trauma, through whatever you think you're experiencing, on the opposite side of that is everything that you prayed for. I believe in the triumph in that. And that's when Broken into Purpose. Yeah, I've been broken with all my experiences, but it aligned me with my purpose. It aligned me with my calling, and it allowed me to tap into my passion that kind of turned into something bigger than me. And so it allowed me to create this platform, this nonprofit, which is Broken into Purpose, so that I can continue the mission in the community so that people know that they are not alone and that they have a tribe of individuals who want them to do better, to want them to excel, and also want them to be around.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Very often people from all these hardships, traumas, they try to build a bigger shield around them
Mhm.
and get more maybe aggressive or like protective and just don't really connect and open up. And
Definitely isolate is one of the things that definitely want to talk about today in one of my posts. When I say we, I am definitely a victor of trauma. And I always talk in a sense that I've experienced it too. We tend to isolate ourselves and suppress, right? We try to build it down as if it's not going to be there if we keep pushing it away, but it has an impact of a spilling in other areas of your life and affecting it. Most likely half the time not in a positive way, because when you isolate, who are you going to lean on? Who are you going to talk to? Who's going
mhm,
to be there to give you a sound mind? And so, with your partnership, we're able to help individuals amplify their awareness, right? Amplify their awareness on their feelings and what they're going through and be able to sit in it, but also amplify those things so that they become aware of it. And I think that's the heartbeat of clarity, because brokenness and purpose gives you clarity majority of the time because you're like, ah, We don't see it when we're going through it, but it's just like one of those things. I had to go through that to get here where I am today. I wouldn't be that individual. And for me, that's clarity, that's sound mind. That's me becoming aware of my needs as an individual. And not only does clarity do that, but it provides a beautiful perfume aroma to support that too. So thank you.
I love how you you're using all that life experiences to inspire yourself. You not just yourself, but like really grow your own strengths and have that strong backbone of your for yourself first of all, and have that clarity within you, not letting those events to dictate who you are today, but actually just using them as a stepping stone to stay
Mhm.
firmly in yourself and being true self, loving, kind, supportive, beautiful woman, great mother, and such a strong businesswoman, right? And this uh it's so inspiring. It's so inspiring to see you like using it not against yourself, but actually for your own benefit, for your own good, allowing it, accepting it, and growing from these experiences into the new woman, more wiser, more bigger, and with a bigger purpose and bigger mission. And yeah, uh, the essential the day we decided to do this, create this blend, I gave this presentation on essential emotions, like what is it, how do they work, how they're affecting our body from within and supporting us with our self-healing. And tell me more, like what made you like to like, oh, this is it, this is something I need to have for myself as well, for my organization.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One, you did a fantastic job during your presentation, so thank you for that. But just on the back end, I know the power of essential oils, right? That's not new to this household. One of my favorite for sure is lemongrass and peppermint. Peppermint has the power of releasing and opening up a space so clarity can take place, right? And I love sage. I do. So that in and of itself, the combination of those blends allow you to just be present sometimes. I can just have my peppermint going and just sit still in my meditation. It just allows me to be calm. It allows me to be present, and it allows me to feel. So when you did that presentation, I was like, for me, it was a no-brainer to apply that or make that a part of Broken Into Purpose, mainly because during our session, one of our healing workshops includes sound bath therapy. And within sound bath therapy, it allows individuals to sit still and to be present. And one of the things that I've always been passionate about is amplifying your awareness monitor, right? Allowing people, and from my own personal experience, I had to be still and I actually had to deal with my trauma in order to be able to identify the root causes of it, so then I can go to work. And so I know you mentioned, and thank you for your kind words, of how I've been able to propel from my experiences. But if I'm honest, it took work, right? Because my true story, people kind of see the Vivi today. The Vivi 13, 14 years ago was depressed. And, I have waves. Every individual have waves, right? But we make a choice to show up every day. The Vivi 14 years ago was suicidal and completely okay with taking my life and my daughter's life, who was completely innocent, a baby, but she was in the back seat. And I was in a trance. I was so caught up in my trauma that I didn't even remember, right? That I had a whole being in my vehicle with me. So when that actually took place, that was the pivotal point for me when she saved my life, right? And so I had to realize that I had to put in the work. I had to be okay with sitting in my SHIT. It's real. I had to be okay with sitting in that and understanding what is the root cause and then tapping into my why. Because at that that time, I knew that my problems were not bigger than my daughter's life that I could have taken away. I had to go through cognitive therapy. I had to figure out, different tools and resources to help me get in alignment with who I wanted to become from this experience. And within that, finding different tools, sound bath has been one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's powerful. And so imagine something that's already powerful, and then you add in the elements of oils
Mm-hmm.
that provide clarity in a room, like all the toxicities that can take place in our minds, because that's where it starts. We're allowing it to just filter out. But being in that space gives us permission to do so. And so when partnering up with you and, after the presentation, I was like, it was a no-brainer. I wanted you and the brand and everything that you stand for to be a part of this mission because I know the power of it. And I think it just made sense to me to make sure that that was an element because I don't believe in, because people are like, oh, you could be an influencer. I'm like, no, I don't believe in being an influencer or just influencing. I want to leave an impact, meaning that after experience one of our workshops, if we're not there teaching you how to do these things, will you apply it? That's the kind of impact that I want with Broken Into Purpose. Yeah, they can experience the essential oils going on during the sound bath therapy, but when we're not there and the trauma is at the frontal lobe, they're experiencing it to its max, right? Some people are going into this holiday season the first time without a partner in reference to a loss or even a divorce, or they've been single for some time, or they just left an abusive. It's just so many things that can arise during this season.
Yeah.
My question is, what do you have in your toolbox to help you navigate those emotions? What do you have in your toolbox that even if VB's not here or Daria's not here, what can I do to get me in alignment, to allow me to find my equilibrium so that I can balance through this season? And I think having clarity on the essential oil will give them permission, and it's tangible, right? It's something that they can pull out of their toolbox, put it behind their ear when they feel a little tension, if they feel a little anxious, and be like, breathe, right? And that's one of the things that we will be teaching, breathing techniques. They'll like, oh, I remember when I felt at peace, this is what I did. I put the oil behind my ear. I massaged my temple, and I took about 10 to 5 deep breaths. And it just allowed me to give myself permission to just be okay not being okay, and I can move forward through that process. But it's almost like we're giving them the power and the tools to be able to apply everything that we're teaching them in our space,
Mm-hmm.
our workshops, even after the fact. Because I'm not always going to be here to encourage you. I'm not going to always be there. I would love to be, right? But just like you said, a mother, entrepreneur, business, we create this community so that we can link arms and hope that what we're providing can serve them after the fact,
Yeah, I
not just in it.
would agree with you that we need more than one tool. It's not like only therapy is going to work, or only sound bath is going to work, or only yoga, or whatever tool you pick. It should be incorporated with many different ones. They can tap deeper and can get you really out of it much faster. And uh, the power of essential oils, that they not only help us to process all this through self-healing process within our body on a cellular level, but it also builds that memory. So when you're using it during the sessions, as you were saying, the educative part, right, the sound bath, it's the way they will feel during that workshops.
Mm-hmm.
It will be anchored with this blend,
Yes.
and when they will go home and they will apply it, they will open it, they will feel it on their wrist, on, they can apply on their heart, on their feet of their foot, and and then it will bring them back, like that moment. Okay, that feeling, that confidence, that joy, that unity that they felt as you at your workshops, at the sound bath healing ceremony, they can take that home and wash themselves with that memory again and be that confident again when they get into this whatever showed up. And let I love the fact that it's okay not to be okay. Like we're so like trying to be within some lanes, or like fit ourselves into the box. There's no need for that. Like we're free to feel what I will feel, and it's easier and more effective for the process of growth and healing when we allow ourselves to cry, when we allow ourselves to feel that feelings. The great way also to just write it down.
Yeah.
If it's not enough, scream it out, but do it in an ecological way. Like,
Yep.
don't throw it on the people, but like allow that emotions to go through you. And it's okay not to be okay. And I think it's very important, not just for the holiday season, but in overall for each and every woman and man to understand there's like there it's hard. Being beautiful is hard. There are so many people who can hate you for that. And you can feel that it is and there are so many different things that are like made like we have naturally, and we want to have the best life, but it doesn't mean it comes naturally easily, right? We do the work every
Mm-hmm.
morning. We wake up with the right intention every morning. We meditate, exercise, etc., right? So that's a work, and don't discount that.
Yeah.
That's You need to do the work. You want to do the work. And essential oils and the blend that we created actually targets specifically the trauma related to relationship, trauma related to the financial issues. They help for you to like really start looking other side, the abundance of the world, the love and connection, the trust of the community. So do like everything has its own positive and negative side. So whatever was trauma, whatever was pain, the essential oils basically help you to see the other side, to help you to go to another side and build this trust, love, and see the abundance of the world. See that there's more love and joy than the pain that you may have experienced. And just
Yeah.
allow yourself to come to the workshops. And I know you're planning to have it every month,
Yeah.
so it will be great, the recharge, so like really a reminder of the union, real a reminder of the connection, and being there physically, not just online, being there physically, holding hands and just knowing you are important. That's very powerful, and I really appreciate what you're doing. I know there is a need for that,
Yeah.
and I'm so grateful for our partnership, and everybody who wants to get the clarity, you can do it easily, and it goes directly to Broken into Purpose. And 50% of your purchase goes as a donation, and 50% for the supplies to make it. They're really amazing essential oils. There's a Spanish sage, vetiver. What else did we put? Green
Say,
mandarin.
master. Yeah.
Yeah, green mandarin and a geranium. They're very expensive. They're pure. They're made from doTERRA essential oils, and they're highly concentrated. So you can apply it 2-3 times a day, and you will feel the effect of it right away. It's actually if your body is clean, like you've been doing detox regularly, and that will allow to get into your cells much faster, and you will be surprised how fast you will start seeing and feeling that all that emotions will be coming out. And all you need to do is just let them be, process them, use journaling, use therapy, use everything you need to get through the trauma faster. And just trust in the process.
Yeah.
You're a human being. You are being. You're not
And,
doing.
and I
Don't
think
get
that's the beautiful thing outside of how it heightens all those emotions, like you said. It serves as, again, we call it the perfume, right? Because it just has a beautiful fragrance. And I think it kind of lines up with, I say, life is a beautiful mess, but it's your mess. And I think with clarity, it gives us permission to sit in our mess because now our mess will become our message if you allow yourself to grow through it. And so, with that, I thank you for your yes, for seeing the vision and the passion behind Broken into Purpose and understanding that the importance of healing, the importance of overcoming whatever it is, whether that's trauma or mental health disturbances, whether that's scarcity around finances, whether that's trauma with finances, whatever the case is. And I always like to say trauma is something that is extremely vast. It has no limit and it doesn't discriminate. And so being able to allow yourself and give yourself permission, like we've been echoing, especially at the launch, it's okay not to be okay, but we always have a choice. And so getting the right tools, surrounding yourself with the right community, and just staying in alignment with your why will help you overcome and get through a lot of things. So I just want to just throw this out there. We kind of touched on it just a little bit. During this holiday season, do not be alone. Don't isolate yourself. Connect with people that see you, hear you, that makes you laugh. When you don't want to, that's when you should, especially during this holiday season, because it allows us, and so many people dwell in the what didn't happen or the things that they experienced. And 2022 was not easy for many. And so I just encourage everyone, and, granted, we know the power of clarity. I don't know, like today, around the holiday time, I would say be mindful because it is potent. It is, like you said, it's raw. It's powerful. So little goes a long way. Don't overdo it, but also give yourself permission to be able to feel the feels. It's okay not to be okay. If you need to cry, cry it out. If you need to scream, like you said, scream it out. I remember being so caught up in my emotion and trying to be so strong because I had to be for my children and etc. that I never gave myself permission to cry sometime, and I viewed it as weakness, right? But I'll never forget when in my therapy session in a cognitive therapy, when my therapist said to me, Vivi, like, why won't you give yourself permission? Like, what are you doing? And I didn't say anything, of course. I was just trying to control it. She's like, let me tell you something. People cry when they're happy. People cry when they're sad. People cry when they belly laugh. People cry from joy. People cry to express themselves. So you crying, and they cry when they hurt and grieve and etc. She gave me the contrast and perspective. But the true takeaway from that was crying and accepting and being able to be present in your feelings, give you permission and let you know that you are alive and you can feel. And so if we get off this live, the number one thing that I will tell people is give yourself permission to feel. It just lets you know that you're alive. And that's a beautiful thing because you belong here, you're worthy, and our world is a better place because of you. So with that, I pray that provides people clarity, right? And you can sense the name for the passion behind our blend. It's so that people can be clear on what their priorities are, what their why is, and who they are and who they belong to. So thank you again for
thank
having me. Thank you for partnering with me and being just as kind to provide 50% of these proceeds to the nonprofit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, for everybody, remember you're important, you're loved. And if you need any kind of support, you can DM me, you can DM Vivian. We're
Yes.
always here. Love and blessings to all. Happy holidays.
Have a
Thank you so
blessed one. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.